Purpose. Since the dawn of human consciousness, humans have asked, what is our purpose? What reason can we have been put on this earth? Can life itself have a deeper meaning? Maybe, just maybe, humans have been placed on this earth for something greater. Just maybe. Humans were meant to— Psych! Humans were only put on this earth to drink, smoke, and fuck! Redacted. Purpose and what it means to be human are rough topics to tackle for anyone or any series. They can lead to questions with polarizing answers, as you saw at the beginning of this video, but there's one series that manages to approach these topics amongst others while still keeping you engaged and entertained, and that is an anime called Parasyte. If you haven't watched Parasyte, your ass been asleep, but don't worry, I got you. This video will be everything you need to finally have your ass woke. The story of Parasyte kicks off with these cute caterpillar creatures falling from the sky. Only, it turns out that they're not so cute and that they're on a mission to hijack the person nearest to them by entering their brain. Upon takeover, they turn the person they've hijacked into a weird cannibalistic body morphing organism. Enter our protagonist Shinichi Izumi, who's a victim of one of these parasites, but instead of getting completely taken over, the parasite is only able to take over his right hand. And so begins the story of Shinichi and the parasite that he now must coexist with, named Migi. Throughout the series, Shinichi and Migi run into other parasites. While some of these encounters lead to their questions being answered while others are rising, most of them lead into one of this anime's many strong suits, the exhilarating, brutal, and high-octane fights. I mean seriously, this is the only series that can have a fight with the Corgi from Cowboy Bebop and still had that thing looking badass. Although the fights are great to watch, they're really just a cherry on top when it comes to the other factors that make Parasyte so great, one of which is the animation of the show. So, how does the animation fare up? To that, all I gotta say is madhouse. Another factor that complements the fights in the show overall is the fantastic soundtrack that this anime has. Putting it bluntly, the soundtrack is full of damn bangers. The anime took a brave step in having a diverse pick of tracks, ranging from slow piano pieces to electronic and even dubstep. The music was so impactful for me that I remember some tracks 5 years later from my first watch. The music does nothing less than a stellar job of emphasizing moments of the show. You hear that little ding 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 ding, ding ding ding. Then you know shit is about to go down. You think you won't care if a character gets knocked off? Best believe when you hear those slow piano keys hitting that your feels are getting hit up too. You think a fight is going off? Wait till you hear them sick dubstep whoop whoops going off in the back. You think you're not about to— Hold up. That's that Parasyte playing right now? Turn it up! Along with all the qualities mentioned earlier, when you begin to watch Parasyte, what will have you engulfed in the long run is the cast and seeing how they react to their ever-changing environments. There's no better example of this than the protagonist himself, Shinichi. Shinichi comes off to me as the anime Spider-Man, complete with his own Mary Jane. But instead of having a symbiotic suit, make it do whatever in the no rhythm fuck this is, he instead has a talking right hand, asking him, why didn't you get laid last night? Damn, that kinda hits. As the show progresses, Shinichi gets some top tier character development. He goes from a wimpy nerd that would get picked on to nothing less of a savage. This transition is pulled off smoothly and feels natural considering the events within the show. At the same time though, you're still blown back seeing all the cool things this character is able to do. When he came back with the switched up character design, swagger busting through the screen, I nearly lost it. And hold up, wait a minute. Shinichi, is that you? With the slip back mini Papa Dog fuckboy, tripping on these hoes?
Yo.
Shinichi is nothing less than cold. He turns into the type of guy to hand someone back their own shoes after whooping their ass. Damn. But underneath the surface of this character is something even more appealing. As the show goes on, there's this constant battle with Shinichi regarding his humanity. He questions himself constantly about whether he's human or if he's become one of the monsters he faces. At times, the show reminds you that Shinichi is just a 17-year-old high school student going through hell at the center of these events that are out of his control. You see the conflicts he has externally with all his internal battles, and you can't help but stick along for the ride and hope that he somehow finds peace. Aside from our protagonist Shinichi though, the parasites themselves are just as eye-catching. Parasites are highly logical in their thinking, but when it comes to displaying and understanding emotion, it's a department that they're lacking in. So it makes it all the more interesting when, as the story progresses, we come to find out that parasites are trying to integrate and blend within society, and we see the parasites do some crazy ass stuff as a result. You got parasites going on dates, taking jobs as teachers, running for mayor and outright smashing each other. You even got this big buff one here playing Mozart, no, Frédéric Chopin on a grand piano in his dame undies. I'm pretty sure if this show took place today in 2020, we would have had parasites making bank on OnlyFans. Another thing this show has going for it is its use of suspense. Parasyte really knows how to keep you gripped with what you're invested. There's a constant amount of twists and turns going on here that are built up in an engaging manner. I couldn't count the amount of times I anticipated the story to go a certain route, only for it to do something different and drop an even bigger bombshell than I expected. You'd be glued to the screen, only for out of nowhere. Just when you think you could finally catch your breath, there's something interesting going on to keep you on your toes. You're taken for this roller coaster of a ride that you just can't help but watch as it all unfolds. Parasyte executes a lot of what it sets out to do exceptionally well, but where Parasyte puts its best foot forward is with its themes and commentary on humanity. I'm not going to sit here and get all fake deep and say, oh, humans were the true monsters all along, cause no shit. That's a perspective we've been spoon-fed hundreds of times. But Parasyte explores this and just what it means to be human and what feels like an effortless way without insulting your intelligence as a viewer. We see it through Shinichi's development as he battles with his own humanity and even through parasites such as Rei. But it hits you right in the face when the anime SWAT team comes in, having you expecting to save the day with some human recon mission, only for it to go wrong and end up looking like a Rainbow Six Siege mission that failed cause some dumbass on the team wanted to blow the hostage's head right off his shoulders.
Downstairs. It's rat. I get this shit, man. Hostage right there, carry him.
Oh, I'll carry him all right.
What you do? Wait. You just killed the hostage! Bro.
Much of what Parasyte has to say is left open to interpretation. Interesting enough, this approach works hand in hand with elements of the story. Take for example the origins of the parasites. We see them fall from the sky, but they're never outright labeled as alien. There are multiple assumptions made regarding their origins, but none of them are outright confirmed. This in a way oddly mirrors us as humans. We have plenty of ideas and beliefs regarding our origins just like the parasites, but none of which can be confirmed either. We live life the way we do, giving our own meaning to it, often at times not giving second thought to how our actions can affect the environment around us. Weirdly enough, parasites fit this description as well. They live with no second thought about their own cannibalistic nature and how it can affect humanity. When Shinichi first learns about this nature, his initial response to the parasites is that action must be taken against them. And subconsciously while watching, I and possibly you may have shared similar thoughts to this. Parasyte makes you question just why this is. How come when we first see the parasites, our first thoughts lean towards their disposal? After hearing that question posed, your response may be something along the lines of because they're a threat to humanity, but I want you to take that reasoning and hold on to it. Pollution, environmental degradation, hundreds and thousands of organisms pushed to extinction all by the existence of man. We as humans pride ourselves on our awareness and reasoning, yet our outlook on the parasites don't represent this. You look at the parasites and you'll notice that they do similar things as humans, but on a comparatively microscopic level. With this being said, could the initial response we have to parasites be considered reasonable? For me, watching Parasyte made me dwell on this question and further led me into wondering, why? Why don't we as humans harbor the same feelings we would have against grander threats like the parasites with ourselves? Why don't we carry this same outlook and instead take action upon ourselves and minimize the impact that we have on our environment and our planet? So usually this is the part of the video where I ask for some of that sweet clout, but I just want to let you guys know real quick that my next video is going to be about Shaman King, one of my personal favorite series of all time. So it'll mean a lot to me if you guys show love and support that video when it drops, and just do the usual stuff you guys do down below. If you like the video, drop a like, let me know your thoughts about Parasyte or about the video in general down below, and you made it this far in the video, you probably already love me, might as well subscribe. But that's this video. I'm about to, hey.